I'm Miss Nickens. Can I have a high five? How are you?
In September, we introduced you to Juliana Nickens, first-year teacher at Majan Elementary. Juliana now has a good 3 months under her belt and has developed a better understanding of what it means to be a veteran teacher.
It's going well. I've definitely had my days of feeling extremely overwhelmed and like, what did I get myself into kind of days. But then the next day is the kind of day where you're like, oh, this is why I teach. You know, your kids just get it and they love you no matter what. Like you saw, they just want to hug you all the time, and they make it worth it. But I've definitely had my days where I'm like, oh no. Overall though, it's going really, really well. I think the hardest challenge is really just, for me at least, is that you care so much about every single kid in your class. And I have 24 kids in my class. So I care so much about 24 little bodies that, you know, I want to meet every single one of their needs individually. And if I feel like I maybe can't get to them one day, or, you know, that they just struggled a little bit or fell through the cracks that day, it really gets to me. So that's been kind of tough for me, just to make sure that I manage my classroom in a way that I can meet all their needs every single day.
And every day, Juliana faces her new challenges with a smile and is sometimes surprised and excited when she discovers an aha moment.
Really just something that has been an aha moment for me is just how much they depend on you every single day, you know. They expect you to be at school, and they expect you to do what you're going to say you're going to do, and if you say they're going to the treasure box, they're going to the treasure box, you know. And they really hold you accountable. I guess just an aha is how much they love to learn. Every day they still come to school, they still want to learn, they still think it's fun to be at school, and I mean that makes it exciting for me, makes my job all that much more fun, and you know, to try to engage them. So
Juliana works hard to make sure her students are engaged and learning, but she has also learned another technique that has proven to be extremely valuable.
You know, I think it takes about, or for me at least, it took about 6 weeks for me to get really comfortable and really feel like, you know, I take control of this classroom and I'm the boss, and get my teacher face. And to where they really took me seriously. I think they did take me seriously, but you know, you just get comfortable in your shoes and you learn the way you're gonna manage your classroom, and they learn your expectations. So yeah, I would say about 6 weeks. The excitement is still there, but you're right, you do have to put on your teacher face sometimes.
Juliana has also discovered that she is very fortunate to work for a school district that desires first-year teachers to be successful.
What we do with our first-year teachers is so important, but actually even going beyond their first year to really help get them through the first 4 years of their teaching experience. One of the things that we know is that 1 out of every 4 teachers leave the profession in the first 5 years. So if we can build systems of support to get them through those roughest years, we know that they're going to have a greater chance to be successful. So in LISD we have a 4-year new teacher academy model. We have first year for elementary and secondary, second, third year, and then fourth year we try to roll them back in to be mentors to the other teachers. So really giving them the skills they need, the basics in the first year, digging a little deeper in the second year. Third year we start working on them becoming teacher leaders, and then fourth year we set them up to be in some leadership roles.
Not only is support for first-year teachers a district-wide effort, every campus in Lubbock ISD works hard to help their new teachers succeed.
Principals have got to be a part of it. So one of the things that we do at the beginning of the school year, actually before school starts, our new teachers come for new teacher induction. And that's days that we spend before anybody else is on duty as far as teachers go. And one of the things that we structure into that is a time, it's kind of a scavenger hunt kind of time, where the new teachers go back to their campus, have an opportunity to meet with their principal, get a lot of their questions answered, and establish some relationships with them before the other teachers return so that they know who their principal is and get to know them on a little bit of a personal level before the school year begins. And then we encourage our principals throughout the year to really touch in with those new teachers and make sure that they're doing okay and let us know if there's things we can do to help provide support also.
I feel really blessed to be at Machen. My administration has gone, above and beyond to make sure that I feel comfortable, that I know their expectations. That's something that was different for me, just student teaching at another campus, was adjusting to a new leader's expectations, and now just incorporating the things that they wanted to see into my classroom. But they really helped me just understand it better and helped me implement it if I have any questions. They're right there by my side, help guide me. So they've been phenomenal, really.
Even as Juliana understands how important support from her principal plays a role in her success, Principal Drew Coleman also understands how important Juliana and the other foundation teachers in pre-K through 3rd grade play a role in the success of Machen.
I think because pre-K, kinder, and 1st grade are foundation grades. If they don't get it in those grades, we have a problem. And so making sure that those students are exposed to lots and lots of literature, making sure that they are able to read and comprehend, and read fluently and comprehend. I think one of the things that makes coaching a teacher so valuable is that you give them an opportunity to see other teachers teaching that content and teaching it well. It's great that she has a mentor outside of campus. It's great that she has a mentor even here in the building, but even more so, walking into a classroom to see what small group instruction looks like, what guided reading looks like, what it looks like when you're pulling a small group back and working on some skills and things that they didn't get. Being able to see that and then being able to ask questions. And so we are a very proactive campus in that we like for our teachers to be able to see, because I'm a very visual learner, and I know that when I learn best, I'm able to see it and then ask questions, and then I can go implement it. Talking about it and listening to it is great, but I need to see it. And so I tap into that as a leader and making sure that my teachers can see what great teaching looks like and see what it looks like for students to have those connections being made in classes for them because the teachers have set it up for them that way. And so I think it's important to have a community, a culture of teaching and learning, but also being able to be a learner ourselves. Even though we've graduated and we have our degrees, teaching is a lifelong learning job, career. We have to be able to continuously learn and be able to continuously tap into the students. And so that's going to be a challenge from now until we retire. Education changes often. And so next year there'll be something else new that we'll have to tap into, but that's okay. We are educated adults, and we will learn, and we will take it, and we will teach the very best that we have, because the parents send the very best that they have. And so that's my goal, is to make sure that every teacher teaches every day the very best that they can, so that we can send back to the parents the very best that they send to us every day.
As Juliana begins to wrap up her first semester as a teacher, she has some advice to current student teachers.
As a first-year teacher, just get your priorities straight. Just make sure that you know what's important to you and that you do it in your classroom, regardless of what else you need to get finished. You know, if you know that a certain kid is struggling, make sure you meet their needs every day. And I mean, that's something that you learn student teaching, but you just have to do it. Get the experience, and then you learn from your mistakes.